Hello, lovely listeners, and welcome back to another episode
Whoa, 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 whoa,
of
whoa, 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 whoa. What was that?
Damn it. Hello, lovely viewers, and welcome
Hey,
back to another episode of Must Be Free TV. I'm Victor,
I am Martin.
and we are here to tell you about some random free TV shows that are available on Pluto TV or other fine services that uh, talk about them for your enjoyment and kind of dive into the kind of batshit world of old TV, which I think that is one of the adjectives I would use for the show we watched today. So, what did we watch today, Martin?
Nothing. We watched absolutely nothing.
But if you had to give a name to that, nothing, what would that be?
Its legal government name is the Abbott and Costello Show, Season 1, Episode 14, Hungry, originally airing in 1953. Now, let me explain what I just said. Jerry Seinfeld, wow, Jerry
Mhm.
Seinfeld once said that the Abbott and Costello Show was the inspiration for his long running show, Seinfeld.
Was it? Was it
And
really? Oh.
and after watching, I fully understand because the Abbott and Costello show is a show about nothing. Nothing.
I do have to agree with you. There was a lot of I was frankly quite surprised by the the thinness, shall we say, of the plot in quotes.
Was there a plot?
Um
I feel
in
like that's
quotes
insulting to
only.
plots.
It kind of is. Yeah, I would have to agree. Um so tell me, Martin, what is your relationship with the Abbott and Costello show or this duo? That is a great Seinfeld quote. Oh my god.
Not much at all, really. Abbott and Costello was a name that prior to watching this episode that I'd heard before and I knew of as a comedy duo. For those who don't know, they did the very classic straight man with a funny guy bit, which is a classic form of comedy where you have a straight man who is kind of unfettered, um, you know, not really in character, not really playing the bit, um, but has the, I guess we'll say, the role of essentially
Mhm.
serving up opportunities for the funny guy to be funny.
Yes.
And you know what? After sitting with the show and just allowing it to be what it is,
Mhm.
I get the appeal. I get the appeal.
Mm.
I do. It's just I feel like I was set up for some kind of through line, some sort of continuous
Uh-huh.
story. No, no,
No,
no, there wasn't any. Um,
absolutely not.
but yeah, prior to watching this, I had not seen. Actually, no, I take that back. I think I've seen some like performances by Abbott and Costello, but they weren't part of the show.
Right.
Um,
Like, had you seen the Who's on First bit? I think that's probably their most famous,
yes, I have.
like, clip. Okay.
Classic, genius.
Yep.
Um, I also want to point something out before we get too far into this. I do think it's fair to point out that at some point during their career, Abbott and Costello did perform in minstrel shows.
Oh, no. Okay. I
And
did not do my research here.
for anyone who is too young or anyone who is still too ignorant, look it up. The internet is there. You use it all the time. Look what it is. It's not great. Um,
Mm-mm.
with that said, actually no. I'm kind of over using it was a different time as an
Mm-mm.
excuse because it was wrong then.
Yep.
So that's not really an excuse. um we can argue that it's an explanation, but you
Nope.
did wrong
Yep.
then and a lot of these people were never held accountable for that.
Yep.
Anyway, with that context in mind, I will still say comedic geniuses. I'm not going to sit here and say they aren't funny.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my relation to Abbott and Costello.
Okay. Yeah, and thanks for looking them up. I did not know that, and that is horrifying, and that's definitely part of it, I think. Um, but yeah, let's see. So yeah, my own relationship with Abbott and Costello is that I think this was actually a big favorite of my parents. So they had specifically though a bunch of the Abbott and Costello movies, I think on VHS. Um, and we would rotate those into like the family like sort of movie watch list every so often.
Wait,
I
so
think
were these movies just with the actors in them, or were these actual like this is an Abbott and Costello movie?
it was this is an Abbott and Costello movie. So like the who's on first clip is actually from like a movie, and that's just kind of thrown in there. Again, speaking to kind of the thinness of these plots that I think they construct. But there is a movie I think called Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, and another one called Abbott and
Oh,
Costello Meet the Wolfman. And
wait,
I
wait,
think
wait,
there's a
wait,
bunch
wait,
more.
wait, wait, wait. You're telling me that Alvin and the Chipmunks ripped off Abbott and Costello?
I would I would be completely unsurprised if that is if that is an inspiration for that.
Oh, wow. That actually blows my mind. Nothing is original.
Because I feel like that might even be like around the same time, right? And then it's like way too old for people to remember. And then it's like, you know what we could do monster movie tie-ins. Let's go, right? Like also I feel like everybody could do that. So,
I
you know,
mean,
maybe Alvin and the Chipmunks
I had Alvin and the Chipmunks
directly.
meet Frankenstein and Alvin and the Chipmunks meet the Wolfman on VHS when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Were they good movies?
Um like I watched all of these when I was probably like under 10 to 11. So right, like this I think is pretty much in the humor sweet spot for that, right? So it's like clever, fast
Yeah,
talking, a bunch of like physical comedy gags.
a
I
lot of
think that is
violence,
like
a lot of abuse.
lot of violence, which is
Like
crazy.
this is a relationship that actually got me scared. Like Lou, you need to leave.
It's not great. Yeah, it really isn't. Oh my god.
Why
I
are y'all
would like to point
friends?
out
I don't think y'all are actually friends.
at some point a person delivers a package to the Abbott and Costello apartment, which
Mm-hmm.
implies that they are living together, which kind of I don't
They're
if we're reading into things
roommates, I
that are
guess.
roommates, yeah. In the 50s, is that a time when you could do that? Unclear.
I guess maybe.
I don't
I mean,
know.
they're now. I mean, they. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but they do kind of mention that they're poor, but then
Mhm.
very soon after they're not.
Uh
I. We'll get there.
I don't know. Okay. Anyway, yes. So yeah, that is my relationship with Abbott and Costello. Like saw a bunch of the movies as a kid. Curious to revisit the TV show. So why don't we just get into it? Because yes, there it defies quick explanation, I think. Well, maybe not so much. Okay. So uh we open with kind of just a like clip show of like different kind of scenes from random episodes. Like the fun part is that they're in a bunch of different like uniforms because they're in different like crazy situations, and like you have kind of like a nice big band music playing over the front. Like I guess this was not um like something I recognized to me, but like yeah, this is kind of a preview of the zaniness to come, I guess, right? So so I guess the structure of the show, of this
Structure.
episode structure of the show, and I guess at least of this episode, is that there's a few like kind of appearances where the two of them are kind of on a stage, and they give kind of a little like little bit of patter back and forth to explain like and set up. I use the word very loosely to set up like the next scene, and kind of then they do a scene, they might come back to the stage and go back and forth a little bit. Um,
See,
eh,
I at this point, I was like, oh, is this like a sketch show?
mhm, mhm,
Because that would make more sense. Or not
yeah,
at this point. This was after when I was really confused. I was like,
mhm,
oh, this must be a sketch show because of the way we go from this scene this I mean, we're here on the stage, then we go to this scene, and then we go to this completely unrelated thing, and then you walk inside, and completely unrelated thing happens, and then we're back on stage,
Hmm.
completely unrelated thing happens. Um, but it's not, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like that is probably the best way to think about it, but like ostensibly they are like living they are two characters like talking about what they're about to do as characters
Mm-hmm.
and kind of narrating like so in this starting thing they're like, "Oh, we got to get to our phone and call him about their job." And Costello says, "Oh, I'm hungry." Um and like then they're like, "Oh, like you're always talking about Eden. Is that all you can think of is Eden?" It's like, well, I can think of other things. Well, for instance, dessert. Um, that those are my impressions. Thank you.
No,
Um,
no, great, great. Those were excellent.
so it's a little patter, right? And so they're like, oh, to get dessert, hey, Mister Bachagaloop just opened a place down the street.
Bashagaloop.
What a name is that?
This
Is that?
accent. This
Yes,
accent,
his
nigga. This.
accent. Oh my god.
I don't know where he thought he was from. It was
Oh
not
my
Italy.
god.
But,
It was
you
not.
know, I, I want to say they were doing their best. Or
I
maybe
feel
not. Maybe
like
that was the intent. Did we like Italians in the 30s?
50s? I feel like no, maybe not wait, maybe? I don't know. Italy was on the other side of World War II, right? So,
I'm trying to
unclear.
remember if Italians were white yet.
I don't remember, but that is the question, absolutely. Yeah. Oh god.
That really kind of determines the whole thing.
It really does. Oh my god.
Oh, before we move on, I did want to point one other thing out. Did you ever wait? No, you didn't have Nickelodeon as a kid, did you?
I did not.
Okay,
I had from age, like, 7 or 8, maybe?
okay.
Um
During that time, did you ever watch a show called Keenan and Kel?
Oh, I knew of it, but I feel like that was not on my list of very short list of allowed programming, which was basically just Pokemon.
Oh, because it's
But
too
I
black.
do know
Okay.
what Kenan and Kel is. I'm really unclear. I'm not going to speak for my family. Who knows?
Okay. Well, the reason I bring it up is because every episode of Keenan and Kel would pretty much start off like the Abbott and Costello show, where Keenan and Kel would walk
Oh,
out in front of a curtain on a stage and kind of just explain what's gonna happen, and
okay.
then Keenan would say something like, "All right, let's go, Jethro," and then Kel would be like, "No, Keenan, what? No, you gotta explain. You can't just walk away." Oh, here it goes. And then the episode would start. So I'm like, oh, is
Is
this
that the
where they
energy?
got it from?
I love that. Okay.
I mean,
Oh my
assuming this is
god.
like an Abbott and Costello original idea, and this wasn't just a thing that a lot of shows were doing,
Right,
um,
right.
that was just immediately caught my eye. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Keenan and
That's
Kale.
that's really cool. I have never seen an episode of the Kenan and Kel show, but maybe that would be one for a future episode if it is. Wait, I feel like would that be like firmly captured inside somebody's copyright? Probably though, so maybe not on free services.
Maybe. I mean, it is. I mean, it's Nickelodeon, so that's Paramount, which is
Okay.
Pluto TV.
Okay. Okay.
So
So there's some
maybe.
chance it appears. Okay, nice. So, back to Abbott and Costello. So, they start this first scene, right? So, like, this is the first kind of like set piece scene, I guess, right? So they're in the cafe with Mr. Bachagaloop, who has, like you said, the sketchiest Italian accent that is not consistent at all, or kind of like anything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but but yeah, so they get in, and there's a very nice smell, and the smell is the best spaghetti you'll ever have. I'm not going to attempt the accent here because I don't remember
All
what
right,
it sounds
coward.
like. Spaghetti al dente al
Stop,
baciagalup.
stop, 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 stop.
Immediately a crime. Absolutely not. So he is making a sauce with abalone in it, which is, I guess, pretty fancy, right? Like that is still expensive now, right? So, fancy ingredient.
It's a
Um,
sea snail.
it is. It sure
It's a
is.
sea snail. I looked that shit up. That looks nasty. People putting that in their
Uh-huh.
mouth. Not only they putting that in their mouths, they putting that in their mouths raw,
Raw. Yes.
raw, uncooked, unseasoned. Just just putting slimy slugs in their mouths.
I feel like you season it, don't you? Do you not eat it with like I don't know, like salt and lemon at least or something?
Look, I
Or
don't know what the
no?
Italians are putting on it, but it's not enough.
I see. Unclear.
Like
Um,
it's never gonna be. I'm telling you, there's never going to be enough salt, enough pepper, enough oregano, enough Cajun seasoning. There's nothing they could put
mhm.
on that shit that would make it less horrifying.
Are you not a fan of like also things like raw oysters and things like that
No,
where
absolutely
you
not.
also eat it raw?
Absolutely
Okay.
not. I did not sign up for life to put slime on my tongue.
Mm-hmm. And then just swallow it without chewing, I think you have to do. Is that right? That seems wrong. I don't
Yeah,
know
I
how to eat
didn't. No,
oysters.
no, I didn't come here to deep throat slime.
Uh-huh. Good. But here we get the first gag of the show, actually, I think, which is a bologna. There's a bologna in the spaghetti, a bologna made out of clams. I think this
Ha
is where we get
ha ha
the laugh
ha
track, right?
ha ha
So
ha
the show does
ha.
have a laugh track. Um, it is, it is, it feels pretty organic. Like this is actually like something that like was filmed with a studio audience.
I mean, probably.
Um,
I mean,
so
granted, it's not. It wasn't uncommon for them to also tell the audience when to laugh.
sure, absolutely. Yes.
But I mean,
Yes.
I think like I think they're funny. I I do think that sometimes the bits went on a little too long,
Oh my
but
god.
they are funny.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I think the delivery is, like, really, like, slick, and it feels really organic, but it's, like, really, like it's really, like, fun in the moments.
Mm.
And there is, like, a good, like, rhythm to it, absolutely. Um, yeah. Okay. So, we then we get the Mr. Bacegaloop trying to sell him this spaghetti. It's the best you taste since you were a baby when you drink milk. So that's confusing.
So
But
I just
then
want to point
yeah,
out real quick because I know that's not going to be the last time you say that name. Every time you say it, it sounds like a slur. And I want our viewers to know that
this
I
is the right
have
pronunciation,
nothing
right?
against Italians.
Oh my god.
Victor's out here murdering them behind his house. But I, personally, me, pardon me, Martin, I have nothing against Italians. Y'all make some good seasoning. And bread. Y'all have some delicious
Mhm.
bread. Oh, your sandwiches? The one thing I
Mm.
don't regret eating in Italy.
Mm. There is a place relatively near my house that does an eggplant parmesan sandwich. I have not tried it yet, but that is absolutely on my list. Or is that a monstrous
Was the owner of that little family owned restaurant your first victim?
Let me
Or was it the
it is
12th?
pronounced Bacchiagalup, right? Like
No,
that is the
Victor, what did I
pronunciation they
just
say
say?
in the show
Every time it's a
every
hate crime.
single time.
Every time.
Mr. B. Oh my god. This is not better. It's because I've this isn't a is it a real Italian name? It who am I to say? Sure, why not?
Mm.
Um, this show is nothing if not culturally sensitive? Question mark? No. Um,
Mm.
but anyway, so speaking of cultural sensitivity, um, Mr. B then turns to Abbott and talks says something to him in Italian and says like, "Hey, like, what do you think?" And Abbott's like, "Sure, sure, sure." But he doesn't understand. And it's like he was like, "Hey, what do you say?" It's like, "Oh yeah, like I don't know." He said what he said. It's like okay, so he like just everyone. Abbott is like very much like playing the straight man, where he's just kind of like playing along with the moment, and it's like kind of doing the most serious thing, even if it's kind of nonsense. Um, but then Mr. B comes back and serves them two meatballs, and Costello freaks out and like throws the plate up. So this is already like very physical in the scene already. Like I forget if he like I think he throws the plate with the meatball just like up in the air behind him, and it just like smashes on the ground. Um,
This felt very Snick. I'm sorry, I know you didn't have Nickelodeon because,
mhm,
your childhood was wasted. But
mhm,
for our viewers, if you remember Snick, or really like anything that was on Teen Nick, that guy unfortunately was involved in,
mm,
that kind of reaction is just that was my childhood. It was, oh
Mm.
my gosh, is that apples? Apples!
Like it's the most dramatic gesture, right? Where you just throw it up in the air. It's great.
So wait, um did Abbott say that Lou was allergic to meatballs, or was that just like a thing he said? Because right after he goes, I have no idea why he hates meatballs. But I was like, didn't you just say he was allergic?
I don't think it was allergic. I think he just said irrational fear of meatballs,
Oh,
which,
okay.
like, sure, why not? Um, we also get the very iconic like kind of sound where he's like chewing on his nails from Costello. Like it's the scared Costello kind of uh bit, which is
Mm-hmm.
like I think I've seen that in like a bunch, right? It's the horror movies, right? Where it's like it's the wolf man kind of creeping and it's like he has to be like scared, right? So that's very familiar to me as that gesture there. Um, but yes, he Costello explains that no one can make me eat meatballs. And then I think this is where we start getting some of like the sound effects, right? Like the Foley sound effects where you add like extra like when you throw the plate up and like make it a crash and like um I think he's freaking out and Mr. B breaks a like um handful of pasta over his head to calm him down. And there's like the nice, like satisfying like crack sound as the pasta breaks. Um
And everyone's just okay with this. A man just assaulted this dude with a plate of
yes.
spaghetti, and we're just like,
the,
yeah,
the first
earned,
violence
deserved,
against
deserved.
Costello. Yes, yes. Oh my god. But yes, hitting him calms him down. Because this is how
Not
things
hitting
work,
him
I
calms him
guess.
down.
Which is wild, absolutely wild. Um, but Mr. Bachagaloop, I'm gonna say it. He's gonna cure Costello. He's gonna show him how the meatballs are made. He speaks more Italian. I did catch the word pazzo, which is as far as I know, is a really Italian word which means crazy. And then
Mm-hmm.
Costello says like, "What did he say?" And Abbott says, "Same as before." So like like cute. Um, but so Mr. B pulls out some ingredients from under the counter, um, where he's like,
Mm-hmm.
"I have raw hamburger under the
Again,
counter."
the raw hamburger is just sitting under the counter.
Yes. Food safety is my passion. And he pulls out, and Costello goes, "Oh, I love hamburger," and he pulls out some onion, which I also love onion, and a little bit of parsley. Like Costello's like, "Yeah, I love all these things. I'm gonna have a hamburger," and he does a little dance he's like a little dance in the seat. And then under the like counter, Mr. B is like kind of mixing the meatball. Costello's like looking away. He's like, "I'm gonna have a nice hamburger." Um Mr. B puts the meatball onto Costello's plate again. Costello sees the meatball and immediately just picks up the plate and throws it again. Mr. B is very unhappy that he would dare to, I think, to disrespect his food that he just made, and he just starts
Yeah.
throwing things at them, out of anger and being insulted. And he kind of chases them out of the restaurant with like throwing like plates and like silverware, and he like picks up the cash register to try to throw it too. Um,
See now
but
this
he
so this moment I think it was a genius bit of improv because I think what happened was they told him, "Yeah, go and pick up and toss the cash register." But in
mm,
that moment, he realized those things are fucking heavy and he
yes.
couldn't lift it. So
Mm-mm.
then he switched to caressing it like he decided that he couldn't toss it because he loves it so much. I
He
think
did.
that
You're
was
right.
genius
That
as
was that
as
was really
just a
good.
moment of improv. I think that was genius.
I think you're absolutely right. Yes, I did not clock that, but yes, because he does try to pick it up. It looks really heavy, so he can't actually throw it after them. But yes, he is
Right.
very proud of his restaurant. But it's a good like again like good physical comedians here, right? So we then move on to the next kind of scene here, right? Which are these are not connected by like again anything like you would call a plot, but in this scene, it is Costello and his friend Stinky,
Mm-hmm.
who's wearing a sailor suit but is a grown adult, right? Is
So
that
to me, he was pretty clearly supposed to be playing a kid. Um.
oh, okay.
Oh wait, did you not pick up on that?
I wasn't sure. Like I like they were talking about kid stuff, but I wasn't sure if he was just like a grown adult in a sailor suit. But okay, this is actually funnier than I'm fully on board now. Um
Oh wow.
God, I was just very confused. But yes, this is Stinky, playing a kid on the stoop, um, who calls Costello "Hey Fatsy," which seems very rude. Um, which like I this is I guess like a running gag through the series. It's not overused, I think, but it is like used frequently, I would say.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, not great. But Stinky the Kid offers to trade some trading cards with Costello. Um, and so uh, he is very jealous because Costello has a card of Sitting Bull. Um, and like Stinky really wants that card. And there's only one Sitting Bull in the whole neighborhood. Um,
And
and
what
so
what trading cards are these? Like, why is
so
there a
unclear.
trading card of Sitting Bull?
Right? Like a real ass person. Like
Like, I mean, I'm sure historical figure trading cards exist today, but
right.
were those popular with the kids? Like, was there like a 5-year-old who was super excited to get a trading card of Andrew Jackson?
I feel like maybe. I mean, I don't know about Andrew Jackson specifically, but I I, I feel like people maybe made like historical figure trading cards or even just sort of like pop culture trading cards, maybe. Was that it? I feel like that was a real thing, right?
That feels like something like a parent would make because they thought that baseball cards were of the devil.
Mhm.
It
And these
it
weren't
doesn't
educational enough for
like
baseball cards.
I just find it hard to believe that there would be enough kids excited about those that they would become a thing where multiple people on the same block have them, let
Right.
alone anyone has enough cards worthy of trading.
Well, I also feel like if you have the right set of like people on the cards, like right, I could see like like figures from the Wild West or something like that, right? And if it's sitting
I
bull, I
guess.
don't think they name any other cards, right? Um, but like maybe yeah, like maybe this is like Western or like adventure book characters or things like that. Like maybe you would have this and like I don't know concretely what this would be, but this feels in character for my conception of the 1950s at least, right? So God knows.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay.
yes. So
Sure.
time is a flat circle and Pokemon cards are the same thing. I don't know about that statement at all. I'm gonna have to
I
walk that
don't.
back right away. Nope. Nope, not at all. Absolutely not.
Nah.
I take that back. Anyway, um, so for the privilege of obtaining the Sitting Bull card, Costello asks for all of Stinky's cards, which kind of seems like a real bad deal there. And Costello seems like kind of a dick for asking for all the cards. Um, but they eventually agree on the trade, and Costello points out that like the other day when they traded for bread and butter, it was actually bread and lard, um, which I didn't understand why that was worthy of a laugh track laughter, but
It just felt like
sure,
something that like maybe just had to be there at the time. Maybe that was a reference to something else. Because it
probably
really did feel like an unnecessary joke
statement.
that didn't make sense for the scene.
It did not.
Like if
No.
someone like maybe if Stinky pulled out a sandwich and then that triggered the conversation about bread and
Right.
butter, but to just bring this up, I don't know. I don't, look. Maybe that was them. Actually, maybe that was them trying to force a connection with food so that at least every bit had some reference to food, so there was some kind of
You know what? I'll
continuity.
take that. I'll take that. Why not?
I'm
Yep.
giving them too much credit, but
I think you are.
I'm
Yes.
putting that out there. I'm putting that out there.
Yep. I
Internet
feel like
theorists, get to it.
it, it's very unimportant for this show to actually like carry the through line is my sense of how they plot this show. Um but yes. But anyway, so Stinky does get the card, but then he's very upset because hey, this isn't Sitting Bull, he's standing up. Which yes.
Ha ha ha
Ha
ha
ha ha ha. Um
ha.
but then I think they start like slapping each other because they're a
See,
little
now
upset.
this is wild. Now, I guess yeah, it's the 50s. Any random adult on the street could backhand a child and it was fine.
Right.
Um
Yes.
Now I did support Stinky fighting back.
Yes.
Um but for real, like just in broad daylight and everyone just walking by like, yeah, this is
He just
normal.
like
This is fine.
cuffs a child. Yeah. But I think Stinky gets the better of it because he like pinches Costello really hard, I think on the shoulder, and then
Yeah, I
dodges
didn't really
inside and
understand what he was doing there, but I could tell it hurt Lou, and that was enough for me.
yes. Is that like a I feel you remember how um bullies have all of these names for like different violences they can inflict upon you? Like a noogie is a very specific these all sound like
Yeah,
slurs. Um a very specific like thing you can do, a
purple
wedgie,
nurple.
purple nurple, what is uh
I think there was a thing, and I know it's not a great name, but none of these had great names. I think it was called an Indian burn, where like
yes,
you would like rub someone's arm or twist it, and it would cause it to be irritated. I never
correct.
saw this. I only heard about this I think in college when someone brought it up. It's like, didn't everyone else get an Indian burn?
You were like, what did you
I'm
go?
I'm just horrified. Like, what do you mean we're burning Indians? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Still terrible, but not what I
It's
thought.
it's not great. Yeah. I have had that done to me before, I think.
Ooh,
It's
I'm
not
so
great. It
sorry.
basically it wasn't bad, I think. It's yeah, you twist the skin in different directions with both of your
Oh,
hands. It hurts a lot and
oh,
it leaves the red mark. Yeah,
oh
right? It's not
no.
great. But
Oh, that's
right,
why it's
so
called an Indian burn because it leaves a red mark.
yeah, because it's like it feels like a burn, yeah. But you can inflict
Oh,
it
I
just
don't
with your
like
bare hands, I
that.
guess, yeah. It's not great. But so I feel like there was a thing where you like pinch a nerve in someone's shoulder, which actually sounds like kind of isn't there like a judo move where you like knock someone out by like pinching like a neck nerve or something like anyway.
I don't know.
Um
I've seen that in movies, but I feel like I've been in rooms where someone has asked how to do that, and then someone who knows frustratingly would turn around and say, "None of that's real. You can't actually do that." So as of right now, I don't think that's real, but
okay,
maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not about to
unclear.
test it.
Unclear. but yeah, so he pinches Stinky pinches his nerve, which gives him enough time to dart inside the door before Lou gets up and just throws all of the cards at the door in fury at this little punk getting the better of him, which is again like so violent, so crazy. So he's like, all right, then he got the worst of it and he stomps off to the next scene there. But oh my god. Okay. So let's see. So we then go to the next like set piece. So Abbott's making a phone call, Bud's making a phone call. He says Lou comes in and he says, hey Lou, like you need to like you need to call the employment agency because you need a job. Um and I think I wrote afterwards that this set piece scene goes on for like fully like 8 minutes of the
Forever.
24-minute episode. It's so long, which
It
like
did not stop. I shit you not. I was laughing, but not because of why they clearly wanted me to.
right.
It's because I was starting to cry because I was begging for this bit to end. I was like, okay, how many? No, 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 no. We've done this joke already. No, no, we've done this. We've done this joke already.
Right.
Why, why are we
I
doing
feel
this
like
joke again?
this is absolutely the test of, like, how far or how long can you, like, keep the joke going, um, through when it is not funny until it is funny again. I don't think it quite hit that pacing for me,
No.
but I feel like they were maybe trying to do that here. Um,
Yeah, I will
but
give credit
s
to Lou in that he at least did a pretty decent job um keeping it varied throughout. Um
yes.
Even though I will say I don't think it was 100% successful because again, I was about to cry, but I think for all the for what he had to work with,
Yes.
I think he did a decent enough job.
Yes. Yeah, I think, like, the performance is, like, very, like, uh, maybe, like, it's, like, believable or, like, in character maybe? Like, he stays in character, like, deeply in character the whole time, and so it's very,
Mhm.
like, convincing, and it's, like, very, like, earnest, like, comedy performance, I think, which I
Mhm.
think really makes it work. But yes, it is so long. And in this scene, he is just trying to make this phone call to the employment agency. Um, so he starts by, um looking at the number and tearing up the phone book, and then he rips out a page of it. I didn't understand why he was doing this, and, like, sticks it to the wall with a piece of gum so he can, like, dial it, which already seems like a crime, like a mild crime already. But for a public phone with the public phone book attached to the phone,
Yeah,
um,
I mean,
that
at
is crazy to
minimum,
me.
it's not a cool thing to do.
It's not cool, no. He tries to call it in his first attempt, um, gets the operator who just says, "Wrong number," which, like,
I love
that was
her.
good. I
This
learned too.
this diva, this
This
di-
this
who
queen.
no matter what,
Unbothered.
wrong number,
And
line's busy.
we get, like, just, like, a 3-second clip of her just, like, picking the line, saying that, and then it's, like, such a fast cut. Um, but her tone is
So
so good.
good.
Oh my
What
god.
number do you wish? What number? Line's
What?
busy. Oh, you want Alexander 16.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk to your mother.
Yes, yes. A
Line's
little louder,
busy.
please. Lines
Louder,
busy. Like,
please.
in the same tone. Love it.
I love her. She made it
She
worth it. She
it's
is the only
absolutely
thing
great.
keeping me going through that entire bit.
Oh, absolutely. So then he's kind of stepping back from the phone, and then basically the gag of this set piece is, like, we get a bunch of scenes of, like, different people trying to use a phone. So, um, some guy walks up, says, "How dare you laugh on my birthday," and just slaps him?
Okay,
Slaps
okay, hold
Lou?
on, hold on,
What was
hold on,
this?
hold on, hold on, hold on. That was one of the earliest things that sent me because I was mad. I had to go back because, like, wait, I didn't remember hearing him laugh. Granted,
Right,
that only like a second and a half had passed, but it's like, you know what? Let's back up. Let's just see if I
right.
missed some. No, he did not laugh. A man just walked up to him, accused him of laughing, and slapped him. And I don't like it. It really does feel like this is Teen Nick. This is Teen Nick. This is whatever that man, that horrible man's name was, who basically made
Mhm.
so many shows of my childhood.
Oh my
That's what
god.
all he was doing. That's
Oh
it.
my god.
iCarly just, we're walking down the street. Someone walks up, my salami. I don't want your salami, man. Ah, and just walks off and is never seen again.
Oh my
That
god.
that is all this is.
That just
And I
it,
mean,
like, exact same vibes as
it's
this.
the
That's
exact
great.
same shit. And it's just like, oh my god, I've been watching Abbott and Costello shit my entire life.
That is so interesting. Oh my god.
It's
Like,
wild. It's
but right,
wild.
like, I mean, like, I feel like then you understand why this captivated me as, like, an 11-year-old, right? Because
Yes,
it's this.
yes.
Okay, okay. That's so funny.
I'm
Okay.
not saying, okay, let me be clear. I understand why this would grab a child
Mm,
and just bring them joy and laughter, because it really is just like boom, 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 gag, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
gag. We're not letting you rest. We're not worried
Yes.
about trying to teach a moral or a
No.
connective through line. We're just here to make bits.
Yes.
And
Do
that,
something
yeah,
funny.
that was what I wanted as a kid. Like,
Hmm.
exactly what I wanted. As a 32-year-old adult, it was starting to make me angry.
Like maybe we can live Moss. Perhaps we can have more uh out of our media than this. Oh my god.
Did
Just
you
the
just bring
slapping
Taco
him.
Bell into this?
Our sponsor Taco Bell. No.
Girl, if we were sponsored by Taco Bell.
That would be wild. Oh my
I mean,
god.
it probably wouldn't go well because I don't eat Taco Bell.
Mm,
I prefer my taco places to use meat. Anyway,
that's
you were
fair.
saying about the joke, about the gag?
Surely, yes, surely we can have, but right, it's okay, so then we get perhaps the joke for adults where the guy at the phone call is call who slapped Lou is calling for Sydney, Australia, and Mr. Smith's kangaroo farm. Um, to which he reports, "Ah, the whole place is jumping," and then just hangs up the phone and walks away,
Ha ha ha
um,
ha
just to
ha
deliver the
ha
bit.
ha.
And then we
Wordplay.
get Lou Costello, like, absolutely. We get Lou Costello, like, mugging at the camera. It's like, "Heh, that was a funny one." Right, like he does break the fourth wall. I think this is a fairly regular part of like his deal is that like he brings you in as the audience in to like kind of like, ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. This is funny. Um, which I think really works. It's already a comedy show. You're like in it too. Um, but then he tries to call again and line's busy. Um, again,
Love. Oh,
she's because we cut to her every single time she says a line too, which is great. Which is
my
I guess
favorite. My favorite
it's
part
it's
is that
so good.
she is hurting him, and he has done
Yes.
nothing wrong to her.
Correct.
That that is the mark of a true diva. The
Oh my
true
god.
diva does harm without intention, and then when she finds out, fetch.
Uh-huh. Oh my god. Uh, but yes, so we get another call. This guy also shoves him out of the way, but does not actually slap him. Calls for Consolidated Coffee Company in Rio de Janeiro and asks, how's the coffee business? Just a grind, eh? Um,
Uh,
so, you know,
uh,
just these little bits here. Um, and this time, Lou tries again and starts yelling at the operator and says, like, "Hey, this is a local call. How come you can get all these long distance calls, but not this one?" And I think I forget exactly how she just kicks him off again, but I think it's just like lines busy and then just like knocks him off.
what
Um,
number, please?
what no
Lines busy. Oh, oh, he's
just
so upset.
inflicting pain.
He's
Oh my god.
so upset.
He like and he does upset really like visually really funnily, right? He like gets all
Yeah.
like steamed up. He makes like the sound like all wound up. It's very good.
It was very
Um
Looney Tunes. It was very
yes,
Looney Tunes, but in
it
live
is.
action. And
Absolutely
in this,
yes.
even in the way where just things are happening, and
Yes.
maybe it's because it's live action, it makes it harder for me to just accept that things are happening.
Like just random things are just
Yeah.
happening to him. Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. So we have one more bit of that. One more bit here where a woman comes up, and I think also, she's trying to get Signor Graziani, but she also slaps Lou. I think. I didn't
I don't
write
remember
down
that.
exactly why. I think she slaps him. But she says like, "Oh, it's Nicola, your pupil." And she starts singing in Italian, and then like Lou is like kind of bobbing his head along and starts mouthing like the words along, and eventually starts just singing fully out loud with her. Just kind of like I think nonsense Italian-ish words.
Uh huh.
Um, so but then she that was all she wanted to do on the call, I guess. So she hangs up and walks away. Also, I saw that no one else is putting money into the phone. at this bit, but like I think that would like ruin the timing, right? So like, we are fully
Yeah,
just
like
suspending
at the
belief
beginning of the
here.
well, at the beginning of the bit, Abbott gives Lou 40 cents for the phone call,
Hmm.
and he puts it in, and then it falls. You see the coin like fall through because it's not a real phone.
Mm,
And he kind of makes a bit. He kind of makes a comment of like, "Oh, I got the quarterback." I
mm.
guess to like establish like, yeah, the quarter's gonna keep coming back because in theory, like, you should have run out of money for calls by now, right?
Right, right. Like that is how that
Um,
works, yeah. But no,
yeah, but
we're just not.
obviously they wanted the bit to be able to go on. They wanted the bit to be able to go on as long as it needed to,
Right,
so
right.
they had to like kind of do a little throwaway line about, yeah, the quarter keeps coming back. It's weird.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, we just kind of let that slide. Um, okay, then I think we get the last person who comes into the phone calling for Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, and he just laughs when the other person picks up, and
Yeah.
then Costello just starts laughing along with him. Um, and that's that guy. Um,
Uh huh.
but then yeah, he's very frustrated that he can't get this number. Um, I think the laugh track is going pretty loud here. And so this is when he's like just talked to the operator. He's like, "All right, may I have Alexander 4444?" We get our queen saying, "Lines busy. What number do you wish? What
Mm
number?" And then like you said, you get like, "Oh, Alexander 16." And he's like, "What are you talking about? You don't add up 4444." Um like I want the individual numbers. It's like, you want to wish to speak to your mother? Louder, please. Um, and then he is eventually like yelling into the phone, and says, "If I speak any louder, I won't have to call him up. He'll just hear me." Um, Very good. He is fully in despair at this point and just yelling. She is completely unbothered. The operator is just completely unbothered. Um, I think we hear only his side of the conversation. He says like, "What? I'm as dry as can be." After I think he's just like yelling, um, and I assume she thinks he's drunk, and I think dry means sober in this case.
hmm. Mm
Um, I'm as dry as can be, but in the comedy sense of puns, the phone then shoots him with a spray of water,
hmm.
in
Why?
a
Why?
in a very Looney Tunes style gag. I think like
It just
absolutely
didn't make
Looney Tunes, like you
sense to
said.
me. But
It does
I
not.
guess I you know what? Sure. Okay, but I did want to point something out. He does
Yes.
complain that this place that he's trying to call is like 2 blocks away.
Right.
If
In
that's
which
the
case,
case, you could just have walked down there yourself by now, gotten whatever you
right,
need to do done, and been back before.
fully.
You're people don't want to go places, and I understand.
No, 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 no.
It's why that's some wild shit to me that you
Hmm.
can't like
You
just
don't
you could have
walk
just
down
gone. You didn't need to come. Oh, oh,
for the
ooh,
length of time he has
woo.
spent here. Yes. Oh my god. But yes, so he is now like dripping wet because the phone has shot him with water. Um, but then Lou gets his revenge by pulling out, I guess, like a soda. What is this called? Like a water like
Spritzer.
spritzer, yeah. And then he sprays a bunch of water back through the phone at the operator. And she is unbothered but sitting there just getting sprayed in the face by the telephone. um and ends the scene with, "Oh, I must have plugged in Niagara Falls." um so there you go.
It's
Like
over. It's
it's
finally
it's
over.
fine. This was fully like 8 minutes of the show, right? Of the 24-minute show, which is crazy to spend this much on the scene. But like, I felt like this went on a little longer than it needed to. But like, the winding him up truly is satisfying. The operator is excellent. So yeah,
Mm.
but oh my god. Okay, so we have a brief new stage interlude where Costello goes, "Well, I'm still hungry," and Ab goes, "Well, there's another place just down the street." So they go to this other cafe, which is the next set piece. So this is kind of a diner where they are seated like at like the, what is this called, like the bar with like facing into like the like behind the counter, and like the
Mm-hmm.
counter area and the kitchen area is back behind some doors. um and we open on a waitress who is like serving this man. um she then the man like pulls off his hat and reveals that he is bald, and the waitress fully like pulls his head down to do her makeup in the reflection of herself in his bald head, which is
Love that.
incredibly rude, but
Loved it.
like such like a silly like physical comedy bit, but it's great. So then there are two waitresses talking to each other, and one of them says like, "Oh, well, I don't like this restaurant. There's only been one male customer in here all day." And she says, the other one goes, "Ah, don't you think about anything but men?" And the first one goes, "Well, there's something else." So they're looking for, this one waitress is looking for a man in the cafe.
It seems like both of them
Income.
are, honestly.
True. You're right. Um, but Abbott and Costello come in, and Bud Abbott, Bud says, "All right, well, I'm gonna get a turkey sandwich and a cup of coffee," and then he immediately pulls Lou aside, which like they're not very aside. Like the waitress at the counter can absolutely hear them. They're only like 3 feet away, but he's like stage whispering, like, "All right, and you, we don't have enough money for food, so all we have is a quarter, so you're not ordering anything. Like, so you have to say, I don't care for anything, and I'll share my turkey sandwich with you," which
Mm-hmm.
seems like kind of a dick move to, like like why do you have to play this game? But for the sake of the bit, like this is the game they are going to play. Uh, so fine. Um, so they start this in front of the waitress, who asks like, "Well, what'd you like?" And Bud says, "Okay, I'll have a turkey sandwich and a cup of coffee." Um, and Costello says, "I don't care for nothing." And I think it's kind of the same like tone he delivers in, right? This is like the repetition and like the repeated tones are really good. They're
Mm-hmm.
really good at that. And it's like, okay, they have the bit, but then Bud says like, "Oh, but this is a restaurant. Why'd you come in here if you don't want to eat? Like, don't you want something?"
This
And
bastard.
right, which was not part of the deal. And Lou goes, "Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'll have some ham and eggs." And Bud just fully slaps him across the face, which is crazy. Pulls him aside furiously and says, "What'd I tell you?" Which was wild. Martin, do you have any thoughts about this behavior?
After, okay, the first time I was like, damn, y'all,
Mhm.
that's insane to do that in the middle of this diner. Um, Also, you are just gaslighting this man. Like, I told you to just shut up or say that you don't want nothing. Okay, but you kept telling me that I should get something. He's like,
Right.
don't listen to me. Just don't
Never
order
mind
anything.
what I say. Never mind what I say. It's like, what?
That is the most domestic abuse coded shit
It's
I've ever heard.
crazy. It's like, no,
Um,
don't listen to that.
But yeah, and then the other wild thing is when they head back to the counter, the waitress is just smiling like nothing wrong just happened.
Right? They are only 3 feet away. This man has fully slapped his man across the face. Oh my god.
Insane.
Oh my god. Incredible. And I do appreciate that they have to do the same start every time. So Bud does say, "I'll have a turkey sandwich and a cup of coffee" every single run through of this. Um, because right next they try next season, like, "I don't want nothing." Bud says, "Oh, well, how about just take something small?" And so he goes, "Okay, I'll have a small steak." And again, slaps him, pulls him aside, and says, like, so I was like, what did you do that for? You had that look in your eyes. Um, and like I think like this keeps going. I think there's a part where Costello is like chewing on his necktie, and it's like, "Oh, you look hungry." Keep
Oh
slapping him.
my god.
And he says like, finally he gets like, "Hey, what do you keep cautioning me for?" Um, which I think is like the slap, or like the hitting him. He's like
Mm-hmm.
looking at the camera. This is also a very, very long like scene here
So
too. This was
long.
like fully like 6 or more minutes of this. So like they're going through and it's like turkey sandwich, cup of coffee. I don't care for nothing. And then bullies him into order, slaps him. Um so then eventually like we get the order through. The waitress goes back to the kitchen and then um I guess like so I guess the waitresses look the same, or they're supposed to be this like look the same, but this is
Yeah.
in character. This is the other waitress who comes out and says to Costello, like, "Hey, say you're cute." Um, like,
Which,
do you want
girl,
anything?
I get it. I too
Right,
love a goofy looking motherfucker.
right,
I will
right.
forever stand by that Rod Sterling was a snack. That
Mm.
man looked like a gremlin given a suit. But mm,
But
he could
sometimes that's just
read
the
a
mood.
person down. He
Mm,
could read down
mm,
concepts. No
mm-hmm,
one was safe.
mm-hmm.
Absolutely
Just
would.
a
Absolutely would.
man with some character, a man who makes you laugh, a
Mm-hmm.
man who's expressive. Yeah, absolutely,
Guys,
absolutely,
fellas, man,
fellas.
let's gab. Let's just have a quick little one-on-one conversation. Just
Hmm.
drop some wisdom. Um, you don't need to look like Superman to find a partner.
Hmm.
You just gotta be great to be around. That's it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be
Yes,
legitimately funny. Be
yes,
kind.
yes.
Be attentive. Care. And yeah, you can look like Gollum on his worst day and still find someone who loves you and wants to be
Absolutely.
around with you willingly. No handcuffs or
Yes.
cage required, unless you're into that. I just think
That's
about
all you
that.
need. That's all you need in a man. Absolutely. Oh my god. Uh, okay. Um, well, this waitress is clearly smitten with Mr. Costello and says, "Hey, you can have a piece of cake on me," and serves him a piece of cake out of the like cake stand on the counter. And Costello's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, like this is nice. I'm gonna get some food. I'm gonna get some cake." Um, so I think he's about to take a bite. This waitress goes back into the kitchen, and the other one comes out, who looks exactly like her. So the two are very confused. The two men are very confused, and they're like, "Oh, you're back." And then this waitress says, like, "Hey, that cake cost 10 cents. You gonna pay for that?" And so I think she like grabs it out of his hand, but he's already like grabbed a piece of it with his hands. So
Mm-hmm.
like you're not serving that to anybody else at that point. Um but he is very upset because right like he was about to eat the cake. It was just the physical comedy where he's just about to eat it but then he doesn't get to, right? Um so this waitress though is more smitten with Mr. Abbott, Bud. And so she is asking him if, hey, do you like some cranberries? Well, I'll go get you some. So they're like so she goes back into the kitchen. The other waitress comes out again and says, "Oh, sorry, there's no more turkey for the turkey sandwich. But what's the matter, Fatso? Don't you like your cake?" Which also seems rude.
That
Um,
was a little, well, not a little, very surprising when you were just flirting with him and then
yeah,
turn
right.
around and just call him fatso for not
That
eating the
seems
cake you offered him.
for like, "Don't you like your cake?" Was like, but she's like, "Hey, live a little, eat the cake." Um, which I don't understand the flirt vibe here. Um, but maybe it was a different time. No, I don't
I
know. This is
mean,
just opaque to me.
maybe she's picking up on that Lou has an abuse fetish
Oh.
because he still hangs around Abbott,
Yes,
and Abbott just beats him in public, slaps
correct.
him,
Fully slaps him in public. Oh my god.
berates him, like
Yep.
calls him a fat loser who doesn't have a
Wild.
job and
Right.
wastes money,
Jobless. Oh
and
my
he's
god.
still here. I
Crazy.
I think maybe she picked up on it and is playing to it.
I
I
I
don't know.
don't I don't like that explanation.
Oh, it's not a good explanation. I'm just saying that that's what it looks like.
It's crazy. I will also point out at this point that there are like noticeable like scene like the cut is not
Yes,
smooth
the
between like
editing
when she
cuts.
like leaves and like the other one comes back because I assume this is the same actress, right? Like playing kind of quote unquote both
Is it the
waitresses.
same actress? Because at the beginning, we see them both at the same time.
You do. I couldn't tell that they were supposed to be like identical to each other though, so unclear. But yes, the editing scene cuts are not smooth here. You can definitely notice when they cut. Um, but the one waitress comes back with cranberries, um, and but she says, "Hey," as Lou is about to take a bite of the cake, like I told you, that's gonna be 10 cents. Again, he's eating this cake with his hands, so you're not giving that to anybody else. But it turns out that I think at this point she has made um Bud a meatball, at which point Lou sees the meatball, throws everything up in the air, and I think they leave in chaos.
Hold on, hold on,
Is
hold
that
on,
right?
hold on,
Okay.
hold on, hold on. We can't move too fast past this.
Okay.
She looks at Abbott and says, "Yeah, I made you something. I made it myself. It's a meatball." What?
This is how straight people flirt, Martin. Didn't you know?
I am so grateful
Oh Lord.
to be a homosexual
Hmm.
where someone's offering me meatballs.
There's no hidden meaning. It's just a meatball is a meatball is a meatball. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
god.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's it's kind of nice when someone says they want to give me a sausage breakfast that they mean a different kind. I
Hmm.
Now granted, I wouldn't turn down an actual sausage breakfast, but
Right, right. Both
you
are good.
know, it's
Like
just interesting to see how the straights were not okay even back then.
I okay, so I don't remember the specifics here, but like, does she at least have the meatball on a plate, or is she just holding it in her ungloved hand?
It would have been so magical if she just walked out raw dogging that meatball. But yes, she did have it on a plate.
Okay, bless. Oh my god. I because I feel like this is a show where maybe they're just holding a meatball in their hands, you know? Like, oh god. Like, why did she make him a meatball? Completely unclear.
Maybe that's like a mating ritual where she's from.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
she's like,
Italy.
Yes, in old country, we present our partners with the ceremonial Jojo Boo Boo meatball." I'm
Yes.
sorry, I don't know where that was from.
That
I
sounded
apologize to anyone
Eastern
I
Europe.
offended. Probably
Oh
Switzerland.
god.
Y'all are weird.
Switzerland. Oh god.
I
Good.
apologize. I
We're
apologize.
just looking for um international meatball uh locations. IML. Anyway, I'm just rambling now.
Uh huh.
But anyway, speaking of meatballs, we get like a 15-second bit where they run past Mr. Oh my god, what was the name? Mr. Bachagaloop's
Oh,
Italian restaurant
stop.
again, who is
Stop.
still upset
Stop.
about meatballs, sees them, yells, "Meatball, meatball," and keeps throwing things at them as they walk by. I think tries to throw the cash register again, and this time succeeds, I want to say, or at least throws it like over the counter,
Yeah, he
which maybe
does
means
actually
they
toss it
fixed
this
it.
time. There was a
Okay.
little bit of a struggle, but he did make it.
Like I feel like this is the second scene where they were like, "Oh shit," and they like pulled a bunch of weight out of it so he could do it actually this time, right? Or something.
Maybe.
Oh, okay. So we cut to our second to last like stage scene where um Abbott says, "Well, that wasn't very successful, was it?" At the diner and says, "Well, I'm going to treat you to a nice dinner. How about a nice stew? There's a little fish place down the street." And then we cut to our last set piece, which is a restaurant where they're seated across from each other at a table.
All right, hold on.
And
Hold on.
okay,
Hold on.
okay,
I thought they were poor.
me too. But somehow they can afford.
They can afford an oyster stew dinner at a place that Abbott says out loud, this is the nicest restaurant around. If
Right.
you only had what they say, 45 cents?
25 cents? 45 cents? Yeah.
At 45 cents, which, hold on, I wrote it in my notes. No, 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 you're right. They only had 25 cents,
Yeah.
which in 2026 money is $8.14, which is
Oh
still not a
no.
lot.
It's really not. Yeah.
But you're telling me that y'all were struggling to eat lunch. I'm assuming you paid for that turkey sandwich, which
They
means you
never
have
got the
less than
turkey
25
sandwich.
cents left. And you're somehow able to parlay that into a fancy dinner.
Very
What?
unclear. Very unclear. But somehow they are able to afford, they're able to they're looking forward to having this fancy oyster stew. Um Somehow. Yes. Okay, so uh Lou is just trying to eat his oyster stew. So it looked like first he is trying to eat this like stew with a fork, but it is mostly liquid, and he cannot
Uh huh.
actually eat soup with a fork, as it turns out. Um, which
Who
so
could have guessed?
so yeah, he
Who
tries that.
could have guessed?
Who could have guessed? He tries that like two or three times, to get the laugh track kind of moving. But then he tries a spoon, but then all of it like keeps falling out of the spoon too. Um, which I
Yeah,
didn't really understand why, but
the spoon had holes punched through it.
oh, okay. So like that is also
Why?
not gonna work.
Hmm.
Okay.
Never explained.
Unclear. Is that like an oyster spoon? Is that a thing? Who
Oh my
knows?
god. No, you
Viewers,
know what?
do
You know
you
what?
know
No,
what is
no,
happening?
no. If they're gonna, if they, you know what? If they're going to do this, I'm gonna look it up.
Oyster spoon. This is a normal search. But like Abbott wants to know, like, hey, do you like it? And he said, Lou says, hey, I didn't get none yet. So he keeps trying with his defective silverware to eat the stew.
I mean, there's serrated spoons, but that's not what this was. This was just a normal soup spoon with holes punched into it because
Okay.
fuck you, I guess.
Right, right. It's the gag. It's the gag. Oh my god. Um, but so he has not had any of this stew yet because he has not had the right utensils to eat it with yet. But so he tries to go eat like a saltine cracker from the dish to the side of him, but that cracker gets snatched by something, and he says, "Oh, there's a live oyster in here that stole his cracker out of his hand." Um, Bud says, "Ah, what? Who ever heard of an oyster and an oyster stew?" Which maybe explains why this is affordable for them, perhaps,
Because
if
they just
there
put
aren't.
live creatures in the soup. I feel like that would make it
Yeah,
more expensive.
right? Like, I feel like that is kind of a premium restaurant thing anyway.
You can just advertise that it's fresh.
Yeah. Fresh oysters. Um, but this thing is fully like 4 or 5 inches in diameter, like a big like shell like thing that it just like hops up out of the soup like a little like kind of like the alien in Alien just kind of sticks its head up out of the soup and like kind of snaps itself shut a little bit. Lou hits it with a spoon. This is the bit, right? Like this oyster thing is just in his soup. Um, and he has to try to eat around it. Bud sees us going, and he's like, "What are you doing? Why are you playing with your food? Eat your stew." Um, so Lou is like, "Ugh, I'm being yelled at again." And this part I think is really good. Like he like just rests his hand on the bowl, and the oyster like grabs it. It's I love this because it's like a very like natural motion, but it like leads to like, oh god, like it got me. He like then rests his other hand on there in accident while he's recovering his other hand. It grabs that hand too, of course. He's like yelling in the restaurant. Abbott is telling him, try to be a gentleman, but like he is
Mm.
shouting in the restaurant, right? He's gaslighting him into like, at a nice restaurant, can't you just behave? But he is
Why?
fighting for his life with this oyster, with this creature in his soup.
Why are y'all friends? Why are y'all friends? Y'all ain't friends. This ain't friendship. No, 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 no,
Uh-uh.
no, no. I need people to reevaluate their friendship, and not on this bullshit of what's the monetary value that this friendship gets me?
Hmm.
Do I get anything out of this? No, I'm talking about, do y'all actually care for each other?
Right.
This entire show showed me no,
No, they do
no,
not care about
not
each
at all.
other at all. No concern when he is very much in distress. Well, kind of. He's like, "Oh, my friend is deathly scared of meatballs." Um, and he doesn't put a meatball in his face, which is perhaps the lowest bar in the entire world, for the
Victor,
behavior. But he slaps him so many times.
Victor, what
I'm
you
not
just told
rationalizing
me,
this behavior.
what you just said
Oh my
is,
god.
wow, he's so nice. I mean,
Yeah,
his best friend is afraid of heights, and he never, not even once, grabbed him by the collar and hung him over the side of a building.
yeah. What a good friend.
What?
Oh god. It's crazy. Um, but yes, this relationship is baffling. So we are losing it in the restaurant. But at this point, Lou gets a little smart. So he's like, ah, and this is all done without any words. So this is all like the physical kind of like Looney Tune setup where so he takes his necktie and he takes like a I think this is like a tie pin and he like puts a tie pin onto the necktie so it's like he's making like kind of like a little like fishing line and a fish hook and like he looks very determined. He's like mugging at the camera. um he is like setting up some bait as a cracker and like the oyster is just fully like swimming around in the soup and he's like got this ready but then he accidentally like puts a finger next to the bowl and gets bitten before he can like do the full setup here. He's very discouraged at this point but he has one last trick to try which is where he like takes his necktie again, puts a cracker, puts some salt and pepper on it, and he's like mugging a smile at the camera, and he like then finally like very delicately places the necktie at the rim of the bowl, um, and he like kind of whistles at it like a hunting kind of like call, and the oyster thing like grabs the necktie and pulls him face first into the soup.
That was a
And
good
is
bit.
like hats knocked off. That was cute. That was like really fun timing, like very slapstick, well executed bit.
Hmm.
But yes. So he's just like sitting face first in the soup for a few seconds, sits up, and is just like now in despair in front of his soup. Um, he sticks out his tongue at it like nah, and then it spits a like stream of soup at him. um like Bud looks up and gaslights him again and says like, well, now that's no way to eat an oyster stew in front of the public. Ah, it's my own fault for taking you out, which is super abuser behavior thing to say. So I no, absolutely not. um
Mm-mm.
but but yeah, so that is the end of that scene. um so like the oyster prop was the craziest thing just in the soup. Um, I do like that like multiple times in this episode they have the like spit water at Lou Costello as just part of the bit. Um,
Sure.
what a champion. Like
Sure.
oh my god. And we end the episode by capping off a little stage performance where um Ava says, well, at least we had plenty to eat. And Casilla says, what? Did you see me hunting for that oyster in there? Well, at least I do have something to eat. I saved it from earlier. So he pulls out like a little sandwich from his pocket. He looks away. Bud grabs it out of his hand um, right as he looks away, and Costello pulls it up and then just takes a bite out of his own hand because there's nothing in it now. And he is so sad because he's still hungry and in pain. And his friend stole a sandwich out of his hand when he has not eaten anything all day, which
Y'all
is
aren't
also wild.
friends. Y'all aren't
Crazy.
friends.
Like, why would you take it out of his hand? Oh my god. Um, but yeah, so that is the end of the episode. Um, let's see. Yeah, I think so watching this now, I think like so much of this show relies on just like the poor communication and just like misunderstandings. But like, and then you like keep it going, and the trick is to do the right comedic pacing around it, right? Which is mildly infuriating to me, but like I get the bit,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if only there was proper communication, or if only you said it a specific way, but that is the bit, and I will do it. I will participate in this. But yes, like the physical comedy is like very, very good. Like the timing and the dialogue is like so good. But the bits are, like you said, way longer than I thought they would be. And perhaps a bit
So long.
but yeah, what did you I have questions later, but first, like overall, what did you think of like sort of like the comedy and like the performances here?
I thought the performances were great. I I think the issue for me was really just the pacing.
Mm,
Uh maybe the larger scale pacing. I think like the moment to moment pacing was fine, if not great.
mhm.
But yeah, it just seemed like these bits were going on for so long, and it
Yes.
didn't usually feel justified.
No.
It almost just felt like we can keep it going, so we're going to
Mhm.
keep it going. But yeah, we got it. We got the joke. Let's move on to the next joke. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of that. And like, but I think like part of the comedy is like delivering the same lines with the same intonation a few times as like part of the what really works for them too. So I can see why they like do that as part of these bits a bunch. But yes, it does mean that it is kind of the same joke repeated a few times,
Uh huh.
and built upon. So yeah, very good. All right, so viewers, you will know that at the end of the show we have a couple questions which change every time. Um, and my first question for you today, Martin, is there a form of physical comedy, or like maybe like a benign accident or something like that that makes you laugh, that you find particularly funny?
Ooh, that's a good one. Um, I think honestly, it's an able-bodied person falling down the stairs. Like that often gets me. I'll admit that's not great. That's not a great
Mhm,
thing for me
mhm.
to enjoy. But I think it's because there's so many ways to fall down the stairs.
Mm.
There's like you're doing involuntary somersaults, or maybe
Oh
you're
my god.
sliding down on your ass, hitting
Right.
every step on the way down, breaking your coccyx in a
Mhm,
way that could only be described as, hmm, ow.
mhm.
I think that's it for me. What about
Okay,
you?
okay. I am generally not a huge fan of, like, the whole, like, people injuring themselves, genre of, like America's Funniest Home Videos, like, things, shall we say. I
Hmm.
do have kind of a soft spot for, things that don't hurt, which are funny. I'm thinking of specifically of those videos where you take a small dog and throw it into too much snow, and the dog just sort of vanishes underneath the snow. That is
Okay.
really wonderful.
Okay. That is not where I thought you were going after you say you pick
Okay,
up a dog and throw it,
and you
but
throw it.
I'm glad that's where we landed.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
yeah, and that's where the dog landed too.
ha ha, ha ha, ha ha.
Oh god. Good, yes. Um, okay, and the second question I have for you today is, what is your jankiest restaurant story?
Jankiest restaurant story.
I will open this up for
Hmm.
interpretation.
I don't know. I don't. I never. I don't think I've had many issues at restaurants.
Okay.
At least where I'm, I was in charge of handling the
Right,
situation.
right.
Um,
Like, you're not misbehaving in restaurants to, like, invite jankiness in your experiences.
no. because I don't want anyone shitting in my food.
True. True.
I would try not to do that. Um, I guess the closest thing I have is that it wasn't janky, but there have clearly been times where I've walked into a restaurant and people thought I was more important than I actually
Ooh.
am.
Ooh.
Um, this particularly happens a lot at Disney parks.
Mm.
So for the viewers, um, I do a lot of character inspired outfits. Not necessarily cosplay, though sometimes I do that. These are like, I can go out in this, or maybe you could qualify it as formal wear, but it is themed after a character. And if you look at it, you know, right?
Mm.
Um, Whenever I go to a Disney park, I like to put together a character themed outfit for every day I'm going to be there.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying this is a hack. I'm not saying that this is a trick. I'm not saying that this is something you should try. I'm not saying that
Mm.
this is something that you should tell anyone else about because it's my thing. But I've noticed that when I am in a very cute outfit that
Mm.
references, let's say, Minnie Mouse, uh, I sometimes get a really nice seat next to
Hell
the
yeah.
window where
Nice.
I notice that everyone else who has a window seat is like a Disney blogger or works for a theme park website. And then
Uh,
later on, I ask my friends, wait, did they think I was a did they think I was an influencer?
mm.
Did they think I
Mm-hmm.
worked for like a publication? And I think
Mm.
they did because it has happened several other times. In fact, it also happened last year when I went to Epic Universal. Fantastic theme park, by the way. Super
Yes.
Nintendo World was everything I wanted it to be and so much more. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but also the rest of the park is fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
I used the last paycheck that I got from Google to stay at the Grand Helios Hotel, which is the
Hell yeah.
big fancy hotel that's in Epic Universe. So if you stay there,
Nice.
you can just walk into Epic Universe. It's really
It's
cool.
like right there. Amazing.
Yeah, but I arrived at the hotel in a Yoshi themed kind of streetwear outfit. And when I tell you, I approached the check-in counter and they looked at me and said, "Oh, this is great. We love it." And they brought other people over and I was like, "Oh yeah, thanks, thanks, thanks." And said, "Oh, okay. Well, we've upgraded your room." What?
Wow.
I want to be clear. I didn't tell them who I was yet.
Mm-mm.
And they're like, yeah, no, we got you upgrade to your room. You're actually getting the park view, which is the really
Oh.
nice one because it faces the park. And at night, when they do, like every night when Epic Universe is, every night when Epic Universe closes, there's a huge fountain show. Um,
Mm.
which means that every night I got to see that from my hotel room.
Oh my God.
It's so cool. But I was not supposed to have that room. I paid for a cheaper room that was like
Mm-hmm.
facing the parking lot, which I didn't care. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to stay in the hotel because it was new and nice and cool and shit. Um, but it's a
But
place to sleep so that I can get up tomorrow and walk the bottom of my feet away at theme parks.
yes.
But it's gotten a
Ooh.
bit too consistent for the outfits to not play a role.
Amazing. Amazing.
But what about you, man?
Oh, hell yeah. Um, let's see. For misbehaving in restaurants, I also make a strong attempt not to misbehave in restaurants, but I am not always in control of this. I think that it's not really janky, but I think the jankiest experience I've ever had was just in this restaurant where it was a very fancy restaurant, and I think my friends and I were in college and we just wanted to try to order desserts from there.
Mm-hmm.
Because like it was like kind of later in the evening, we had already eaten. Um, so we go in, and I think the waiter like was really confused or like upset that we were only getting desserts. And I feel like the people I was with got really upset that he brought the check out like basically like 5 minutes after we got the desserts.
Huh.
Which seems like a little bit janky, right? Like Um, and so I think they started, like, getting a little bit wound up. I didn't wanna cause a scene because this was a fancy restaurant. Maybe we were a little bit underdressed too, which might have been part of it. Um,
Mm.
but, like, I don't know, the vibe was off. The people I was with were, like, getting salty. I was just like, "I just wanted some cheesecake for the love of God." So, I got a little bit of cheesecake. We left earlier than I wanted to, and we had to leave. But I did get to eat some food. I was not completely, cut off from my dessert. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, but yeah, that is, I think, my jankiest story, which is not so bad because I don't misbehave in the restaurants.
Hey.
Um, but yes. But that is our show for today. Martin, would you like to shout out where folks can find you on the internet?
Sure. If you'd like to find me and check out my stuff, or would be interested in hiring me for a voiceover gig, you can find me at my website at www.martinbenoit.com. That's M as in Mark, A-R-D as in dog, E-N as in Nancy, B as in boy, ENOIT.com. Or on Blue Sky at Martinigma, Mardenigma.
Yay. All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much, viewers, and we will catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.